So, the third main generation of Beyblade, Beyblade Burst, has recently finished, and the fourth generation, Beyblade X, has started. Now, if you watch my Beyblade videos, you hopefully already know about Beyblade X through other sources, but since it seems like a lot of people still don't know about Beyblade X, I thought I'd do a video talking about the differences. First of all, here's what the bays look like. This is Chozy Valtryek, a Burst Beyblade, and Drawn Sword, an X Beyblade. Got the differences? Okay, good. Now I'm going into the parts, individual part differences. First of all, the bit that the Beyblade spins on. In Beyblade Burst, this was the performance tip. You got the bit, or the part of it where that makes contact with the stadium and determines how the bay moves. And there's also a spring which plays a part in burst resistance. And these green tabs will lock into the layer to help keep the Beyblade together. And these white tabs are what make contact with the teeth, or slopes, depending on what type of Beyblade you're using. With Beyblade X, this the part for determining movements is called the bit. This has, of course, the main part that makes contact with the stadium, and it's actually the main part for determining burst resistance in X. It's determined by the thickness of this band right here, primarily, as I understand it. And you notice all the teeth around the edge of the bit. That's actually what enables the main gimmick for Beyblade X, which I'll get into on the stadium. And I featured these two parts because they're both called needle, and they're both for defense types, which is interesting. With Beyblade X, sharp tips rather than ball tips are actually better for used for defense, and ball tips are used for stand, which is interesting. The part that comes next in Burst is the disc. This is 4. It was the main part to give weight to the Beyblade. But in Beyblade X, the next part that comes up is the Ratchet, which doesn't really have any metal on it aside from screws. The main thing that this part does is determine the height of the Beyblade. This is a 460 Ratchet, so it has 4 points, and it's got about 60 millimeters high. And from making contact with the points and shifting the Ratchet like that will burst the Beyblade. Finally, in Beyblade Burst was the energy layer, which has the avatar of the bay, the contact points, and the slopes or teeth, which are the primary factor of burst resistance. This is Doom Sizer. And in Beyblade X, this part is the blade. And you might notice that all this silver is metal. This is why you don't want to battle Beyblade X against Beyblade Burst, because these things hit hard and they scuff up each other even though they're metal, so imagine what they do to plastic. Be careful about that. But anyway, yeah, it has the avatar, the contact points, and both the Ratchet and the bits come into contact with different parts of the blade. This is the Hell Scythe blade. And how you put them together, in Burst, you line up the performance tip with the tabs in the disc, so it goes in like so. And then align those tabs with little indents in the layer. Push so it comes together, and twist. And now it's all together. Doom Sizer 4 needle. In Beyblade X, you take the Ratchet, make sure on here that it's pointed towards the right rotation, in this case pointed towards R, and then you want to put this white bit into the area here, and then twist. So now there's another arrow right here, and that should be pointed to R. That shows that it's in right, and then you take the bit and plop it in there, and you notice it should be able to spin. And if you want a little more detail on how to put X bays together, I'll put a link to a nice video by Nizuma Blader that I found really helpful. This is Hellscythe 460T. Wait, no, not T. Needle. Taper is another part. Yeah. Next, the launchers. In Beyblade Burst, I thought this was a really good launcher. I thought it was pretty sturdy, and I can pull the ripcord however hard I want. It doesn't compare at all to actually having a official grip that's not just another launcher smacked onto there. This feels really nice. I don't have a string launch. I don't have a non-string launcher. I don't have a ripcord launcher yet in X to compare to this. But my normal burst string launcher, the string is longer on this one. Might be because it's single spin as opposed to dual spin. I don't know, but still feels really nice launching this. Last of all, the stadiums. This is what it was like in Beyblade Burst. I'll go over the point systems while I'm at it. In Beyblade Burst, as you probably know from my videos, it was usually first to 3 wins. Stamina finishes, where you outspin the opponent, are 1 point. Knockout finishes, where knocking them into the pocket is 1 point. And burst finishes are worth 2 points. I'm just going to do a sample battle so you can see what it was like. And that would be 2 points for Chozy Valtria. Now for X. This is what the stadium looks like. I'm not sure how well this shows up on camera since this is like a transparent stadium, but hopefully it'll work. You might notice there's this black line around, and the gears on the teeth can interlock with that for what's called an extreme dash. That's the main gimmick for Beyblade X. In Beyblade X, it's first to 4 wins. Outspinning your opponent is 1 point. Knocking them into one of the pockets is worth 2 points. Burst finishes are 2 points. And if you get an extreme finish, which is where you knock them into this other kind of pocket over here, that's 3 points. And this is what X battles look like. Still getting used to this launcher. And Drawn Sword wins that with a stamina finish. As you can see, there's quite a few differences between Beyblade Burst and Beyblade X, and I hope this gets the news out there a little more. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.